of the Small Business Action Council, I would like to invite you to do your holiday shopping in the Greater Rome and Cave Spring area.
Greater Rome for the holidays for a great holiday season.
Sports at an NCAA Division I or II school, you must be certified by the NCAA Initial Eligibility Clearinghouse. Ask your coach or guidance counselor for one of these student release forms. Fill it out and send it to the clearinghouse. Remember, if you're not certified, you cannot compete as a freshman in NCAA Division I or II. For more information, call area code 319-337-1492.
Auburn leads at halftime 16-9, and Mike, the first thought that comes to mind is Georgia has been mistake-free in the first half, and it killed himself so many times earlier this year.
I think you're right, Ron. They have not made mistakes, but they've got to find a way to get big plays. They haven't had any big plays against this Auburn defense, and they're going to need it.
Let's go down to the field. Mike Adamle visiting with head coach Ray Goff of Georgia.
Ray, it's obvious the week off really helped you guys mentally and physically. Your impressions of what transpired in the first half?
Well, our kids have laid it on the line for us, Mike. We gave them one short one on a bad punt, and other than that, our guys are playing pretty good, and we got to be able to get the ball in the end zone. They're a great football team.
Your defense has been particularly aggressive, but how do you handle the balance? You try to stop Stephen Davis, and he'll run you over, and Nix can beat you deep.
Well, there's 20 teams tried before us, and nobody's found a way yet, and we got to try to find it the second half, but they're just such a great football team. It's really tough, and great environment, heck of an environment.
Specifically, what did you tell your team at halftime?
I told them, keep fighting. I said, you fight, you play hard, and it's time for something to bounce our way.
All right, Ray, it's there to be had in the second half. Best of luck.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Okay, Coach.
You see Randall Godfrey on the sideline loosening up. He got kind of banged around in that first half. I'm sure they'd look for him to go, but this is the time of year. Everybody's got bumps and bruises. You just got to play through it. Hartman's kick going to go about 6 yards deep into the end zone to Thomas Bailey. Mike, here are the numbers in that first 30 minutes.
And, Ron, you look at these statistics. I mean, it's been an evenly played football game, except for the last drive the Georgia defense gave up. Time of possession, Georgia has the advantage. Rushing yardage, 67 yards for Georgia. Pretty good first half.
Well, looking at the sideline, Mike, I'm a little surprised at this. We said he was trying to work something out, but he is not starting this second half. So you know that something is bad wrong with him if he's not out there starting this second half of play. Stephen Davis on the pitch. 5 yards, and he's going to carry it out to a gain of 8.
In the first half, you look at Stephen Davis's rushing chart. The biggest benefactor of this rushing chart that you're going to see is the fact that Auburn was able to throw the football. When you have Stephen Davis running inside like he is for 60-some yards, then you look for Bailey and Sanders, what they get on the outside. See, Sanders has 3 catches, 52 yards, Bailey 4 for 66. That's over 100 yards for those 2 receivers. They're the benefactors of that good running game.
This time they give it to the fullback, and Joe Frazier takes it to the 35-yard line, and it's Whit Marshall who is there to make the stop, but that's a first down.
I think the biggest fear Ray Goff has to have right now in his defensive coaches is, we talked about this offensive line when you have 2 tackles that are 300 pounds, and they wear on you, and you got a big back like Stephen Davis. Eventually they'll wear you down if you allow them to, if you allow them to have the football. And that would be my fear if I was Ray Goff in this second half.
You look at that offensive front, all 5 of them will be back next year. Quick pass from Nix. Did he hold on? Yes, at the 41, Thomas Bailey.
Rick Trickett, who coaches the offensive line, he worked for Ray Dempsey when they won the national title at Southern Illinois, but he has a theory that he does not flip-flop his offensive line. He does flip-flop them. I'm sorry. They have 1/2 responsibility. In other words, Ron, they're always in a different spot, so they only learn one side in one assignment. But a big offensive line that'll wear on you.
Bailey now has 5 catches, 72 yards. Blitz coming from Georgia, and the running play will take it for the first down. And Mike Adamle, let's check in with you.
Well, you're wondering about the condition of linebacker Randall Gottfried. He's got a sprained left ankle. He's had it rewrapped. He's loosening it up on the sideline. As I passed him by, I asked him if he was okay, gave me the thumbs up signal, and I expect him to be in a series or two, but right now he's going to try to loosen it up a little bit. Incidentally, also Hassan Graham has got an ankle injury that's bothering him. He's trying to loosen up on the sidelines as well as actually wearing a brace on his left ankle.
Okay, Mike, yeah, we saw that happen. We commented when Graham went off the field. He took a real shot after a play in that next to the last series. Into Georgia territory, Stephen Davis, the big junior out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Whit Marshall has to come over to make the hit.
They're just controlling the line of scrimmage now. They're winning the battle up front. See the block of Willie Anderson, number 71, Joe Frazier with the little kick-out block. They're controlling the line of scrimmage, and this is what, if you're going to beat Auburn, you've got to take away the running game. You cannot allow them to control the ball with the run game.
Beasley comes in the ball game replacing Stephen Davis. Quick pass, and it's complete. Going to have the first down. Mike Tirico, let's check with you again.
Ron, Danny O'Neal is having a terrific night for Oregon. Their defense gets credit, but O'Neal is pouring it on. 5th touchdown pass of the night. That's a school record Stanford has just scored, heading the point. There's the new score.
So the Ducks having their own way. And they are one game away from doing something they haven't done, what, almost 4 decades.
Rich Brooks with another good coaching job. Ron, what's happening here is just, it's very simple. When they bring the safeties in, they throw the hits on the outside. When they keep the safeties out, they run the toss.
Davis back in the game. You can see the counter tray. Waits for the blockers very patiently, and because of that, he's into the secondary, and he will score from 41 yards.
Offensive line has just taken this football game over. Willie Anderson, the big 6'6", 306-pound tackle with a nice block, but this offensive line has control of this game.
Hawkins attempting the extra point, and he's got it. So we'll take a break. Auburn 23 and Georgia 9.
What do you need to be the best?
Starter.
Every time I go out there,
the adrenaline starts pumping. Chills running down my spine.
I'm scared.
Whoa. Talent can only take you so far.
You always have to be motivated yourself.
You got to have something inside.
A burning desire to go out there and compete every night. You need to do everything it takes.
No matter what.
Stopping at nothing.
I'm not going to stop.
That's the nature of the beast. Score that touchdown just to hit him go crazy. You have to love it.
Starter. What do you need to be the best?
Everything you got. It's up to you.
The new Chrysler Cirrus has an advanced 24-valve V6. Its cab-forward design conveniently provides room for 5 and a vast array of new technology. It has dual airbags and advanced rail-through construction for superior handling and quietness. Chrysler Cirrus. While its name is derived from the heavens, one of the best reasons to own one is very down to earth. Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above, it's the new plateau.
It could only come from here. Canada, the home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
ESPN's presentation of Saturday Night CFA is brought to you by Chrysler and the new Chrysler Cirrus Sports Sedan. And by Madden NFL 95 from EA Sports. It's in the game. Mike gets a good look at a run in the first half by Stephen Davis. 18 carries, 142 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And now you look, he has moved ahead of Sherman Williams of Alabama So some individual battles as well as the team battles next week in that showdown between these two teams here in this great state of Alabama.
Both these teams in state here run the football and do it very well.
This McCraney took it away from Hines Ward, and he'll bring it out to the 22.
When you run the tailback counter, you're looking for a big body to get in front of the play. This is going to be the tackle, Willie Anderson. He's 6'6", 306 pounds on the tailback counter. He just is able to get in front, make a little block. Stephen Davis does the rest. You see Thomas Bailey in the secondary, number 18, looking for somebody to block. No one home.
Great look at Willie Anderson. Whistler, Alabama. Play action by Zaire, and did he catch it? Yeah. That's Corey Allen, the freshman. Now they're saying incomplete. Another official had a better look at it. I like that, Mike. That's good teamwork with the officials. One had a better look, and he said, nope, he trapped the football. So they call it off.
What Auburn's been able to do to Eric Zaire tonight is keep the ball in front of the defensive backs. No big plays. They haven't allowed Eric Zaire anything long.
Zaire zings it incomplete. Mike, I don't know if he's rushing a little tonight or what, but he's been off target more than I think I've seen him.
And you look at here, Ron, here's the fact that this is 15 yards right here. 0 for 4. So what they're allowing him to do is throw the short routes right in here in the 15, 12-yard range, but they're not allowing Eric Zaire any big plays. And you can't abandon your game plan. What got you here was running the football. You're only down 2 touchdowns, and there's still 11:35 in the third quarter. You just can't come out and start slinging it all over the place.
Third down. They need the 31-yard line, and that one over the middle is incomplete. Yeah, no, Allen caught it. They'll say he had it and was down at the 27. Charles Rose came up defensively to make the play. And now a flag back at the 14-yard line.
They'll turn that one down and force Georgia to punt the football.
Holding on the offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
And you got to keep in mind what got you to this point. The good balance in the first half was the reason Georgia moved the football. Just because you get down by 14, you can't go throwing the football all over, especially against this Auburn defense. They're too good in the secondary.
Low pass. Langley does a good job of fielding it. Bailey calls for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 36. 37 yards in the punt, so we'll take a break. 11:20 left in the third quarter. It has been all Auburn.
When we asked 2-time Indy winner Emerson Fittipaldi to be involved in the development of the Chrysler Cirrus, it wasn't to have him help sell the car. It was to have him help refine it. He pushed it to the limits around the track. He made suggestions. The engineers listened. The engineers made suggestions, and he listened. The result of this collaboration is a specially modified double wishbone suspension system unlike any other on the road today. The Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above. It's the new plateau.
When young policyholders come to me, I look at them and think, boy, that was me 15 years ago. I remember very well how quickly things changed for Debbie and me. Marriage, children, our first house. It's exactly why State Farm's family insurance checkups are such a good idea. Your agent helps you put it all in perspective so you can make the right decisions. The way you were 5 years ago is not the way you are today. It's comforting to me when I can say to my policyholders, hey, I've been there.
State Farm is there.
You know, American Express has this new card out, and they act like as soon as you get one, you'll spend your days arranging flowers someplace grand, where everything smells like potpourri. I mean, come on. A credit card is a tool. You pick a hammer based on how well it hammers. You pick a credit card based on how useful it is. And no credit card is more useful than MasterCard, because no card is more accepted. I mean, you can use MasterCard at 3 times more places than American Express, so you can use it for groceries, or sheetrock, or trips to Sweden, and pretty much anything else you need, even flower arrangements. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
23-9, Auburn leading over Georgia. And if we went to break, I said it's been all Auburn. Actually, I mean the last 4 series, Mike. That has been the turning point in the ballgame. Fred Beasley will open up this series at tailback, replacing Stephen Davis. But they give it to the fullback. And Joe Frazier takes it across the 40 to the 41. Marcus Williams is there to step up and make the hit on him.
You know how you get into rhythm in certain things you do? Auburn's in rhythm right now. They're on their game plan. They're doing it exactly what they want to do. They've got control of this football game. They just completely took control of this game as the second quarter was about to end.
Davis has come back in. Counter coming the other way. You see the big fella out in front, but this time they're going to knock him down for a loss. Well, don't forget tomorrow, a special time for NFL Game Day, 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Television's best 1-hour NFL preview show. Chris Berman, analyst Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann, plus reporter Chris Mortensen, and also Leslie Visser, Andrea Kramer, Greg Garber, and Mark Malone will bring you field reports. That is 11:45 Eastern Time tomorrow, a special time on NFL Game Day.
Ron, I don't know if you've been following the Philadelphia Eagles story, but Richie Kotite, who's 7-2, talking about whether he's going to get a contract extension. I would think you'd want to keep him there at Philadelphia. Him and that staff. They've done an excellent job.
Yeah, they have, Mike. Next, takes his time, gets it away, and it's complete to Bailey. Zings it complete and around the midfield stripe. Yancey defensively.
Well, it's whatever they want right now, Auburn. They can run the football and pick their 4 or 5 yards up, or on the outside they can go to Thomas Bailey. You see the cushion again, push off right there. He's able to come back against Carlos Yancey and make the catch. So in rhythm, the Auburn offense, tough to stop.
Mike, you could see inside that Frank Sanders again drawing more than one covering on the play, so that means Thomas Bailey's got single. Next in the flat, Davis, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Now here comes the flag as the ball has come loose. Let's wait for a signal. The Georgia players have headed off the field saying they have the football. It's going to be an illegal block against Georgia. I mean, against Auburn. And the ball has been taken away by the Georgia Bulldogs. So they have possession. Buster Owens is the man who made the recovery, and I think Derek Smith is the one who took the ball away.
And this is not characteristic of this Auburn team. They don't beat themselves. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Derek Smith, number 57, with a big play for the Georgia defense. Now Eric Zier has to make him pay for the turnover.
Play action and a pass almost intercepted by McGee.
Gary Walker hit him before he almost threw the football. Just too much of a pass rush. No one even slowed down Gary Walker. You're going to see number 96 just beat the block of the offensive guard, Herman Bell, and hit Eric Zier just as he threw the football. Should have been intercepted.
Zier has now missed his last 6 passes. Terrell Davis on the draw. And Terrell's going to take it close to midfield. So 3rd down, Georgia. They want to keep this thing going. They got to move to the 46. Zaire in and out of the hands of Maurice Harrell. Just dropped it. Walker again with pressure on Zaire.
Gary Walker again was in the face of Eric Zaire. Maurice Harrell had the football, but could not hold on to it.
So Langley to punt again. Bailey with a fair catch, and he makes that one at the 16-yard line. 35 yards in the punt. Flag has been thrown at the point where the ball was caught, and it looks as though they didn't give him enough space. Mike Tirico, let's check back in with you.
Well, Ron, why don't we take a check on what the Heisman candidates did today. Rashaan Salam against Kansas. This one of his 3 touchdowns, 17 of his 232 yards in the Buffs win. Kejana Carter, also a good day for Penn State against Illinois. Kerry Collins had the drive and the numbers. And Steve McNair, 586 yards of total offense against the 6th-ranked team in Division I AA. Some of the Heisman candidates and their day today.
And don't forget, Mike, we have that Heisman show on December the 10th in New York City, right here on ESPN. Stephen Davis takes it to the right side, out to the 26.
4-yard gain. Stop made by number 58.
About to go under 8 minutes left in this third quarter. Georgia had an opportunity. They got, as Mike said, a rare turnover from this Auburn Tiger football team, but they were unable to make them pay for it. Davis hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll fight it forward for a couple. Whit Marshall from that linebacking spot. And to remind you again, Randall Godfrey, we have not seen him in this second half of play. He left, I believe it was the next to the last series just before halftime. Injured an ankle and is having to watch this one from the sideline, and no more painful than that. Then the injury is to him having to stand on the sideline.
It's a tough loss for Marion Campbell because Randall Gottfried is the playmaker of this defense.
Next quarterback draw. And now here's a late flag coming in after Nix had picked up the first down. And Yancey and Smith on the tackle.
Yancey, number 57, Eric Smith.
He did go block in the back, Mike, I think is what he first signaled. And Coach Bowden seems to be chewing that gum a little stronger after that flag was thrown.
Block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Spotted a fall. Repeat. Third down.
Terry Bowden sends in the signals, gets them from his brother. They talk from the press box, Tommy Bowden, and Tommy Bowden tapes all his conversations that he uses in the press box with his brother, so he plays him back to go over what they talked about during a ball game.
It's time for the shotgun. Nix over the middle, and they got Frank Sanders. Frank Sanders will pick up the first down out close to the 40-yard line. You know, another guy that figures into that mix is a man that's been around the Bowdens for some time, and that's Jimbo Fisher, who he tried to recruit to go to Salem when he was coaching there. And so between Tommy, obviously growing up with him as his brother, and Fisher, they all know each other pretty well.
When I was talking about taping the conversations, Tommy Bowden picked that up from Homer Smith. And, of course, Homer Smith will be facing this Auburn football team as the offensive coordinator of Alabama next week.
Beasley just stepping out of bounds close to the 48-yard line.
I'm impressed with Patrick Nix. He's an accurate passer. He's just improved since the first time I saw him against Kentucky on a Thursday night. He has so much more confidence. They have a backup quarterback named Damian Craig, who a lot of coaches say has the whole package, a 4'5", 40 guy with a good, strong arm, but Patrick Nix just does not allow anybody to get on the field.
Terry Bowden made the comment the other day, Mike, that when Damian played earlier in that game against LSU, he was not trying to say that this man right here was not his quarterback. He was just trying to get something going that day. Made a very specific point the next week that this fella here is their starting quarterback.
You look at Damian Craig, an outstanding young quarterback, 6'1", 185. You see his numbers. But Patrick Nix, along with Jay Barker, I think they're a lot alike when you look at these two quarterbacks. They make things happen. They're good. They show good leadership in the huddle, and they only know one thing: win.
Well, they sure do for the last 2 years here at this place. Now here comes Jason Taylor. Starting guard, number 66, is limping off the field. Junior automobile. And Auburn's getting kind of nicked up in this football game tonight.
Can't afford to get injuries before the big one next week.
No, but I have a feeling that that Gene and his staff will tell you the same thing. Even those walking wounded will line up and play in that one.
You can bet Gene and his staff are watching this football game tonight.
Nick pumps it, going to go up on top. Looking for Sanders, and intercepted by Georgia. It got knocked down into Edwards' arms. I think Corey Johnson is the one who tipped it.
Corey Johnson really made the play on this against Frank Sanders. Double coverage on Frank Sanders. Marion Campbell with a good defensive call. Corey Johnson's going to deflect the ball. Now, Robert Edwards is in pretty good shape. Now, he's going to fall down. You see him slip? Now, the ball's tipped, and Robert Edwards, laying on his back, becomes the recipient of the football.
Nice job of concentration. He controlled it.
Laying down on the job.
Terrell Davis, not much working room to the 10-yard line. Miska, one of the middle linebackers, steps up to make the hit. So turnovers tonight. Auburn with 2, Georgia with none. But Auburn continues to lead 23-9. We've just gone under 5 minutes to play third quarter. Fakes it to Terrell Davis. Comeback pattern, Bryce Hunter. Goldie caught it out of bounds, and he was juggling the football.
Mike Pelton was pressuring Eric Zier. First of all, watch the fake by Eric Zier. Nice fake. Hides the football. Mike Pelton, number 50, who came here 2 years ago as a linebacker, puts the pressure on, but looks like the Bryce Hunter was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Didn't have possession of it, so it's third down, and if they want to keep this thing going, they got to bring it out to the 18-yard line. Pass is caught at the 21-yard line for the first down. And Mike, it's about time. He had missed 8 passes in a row. They needed that one desperately.
That ball couldn't have been thrown any better, but Jeff Thomas did a nice job of concentrating because Chris Schelling really was trying to go for the interception and almost had a piece of that football, but Jeff Thomas was able to concentrate. Watch Jeff Thomas, number 8, on the out pattern. Now, Chris Schelling's going for the interception, but the good concentration by Jeff Thomas.
Zier goes up on top. Got a man. Yes, Ron Daniels. Touchdown from 79 yards away.
And that's what they were not able to do to this point. The big play, and Eric Zier makes this Auburn defense pay with the throw to Ron Daniels. You've got to have big plays against good defensive football teams because they're going to make you work the length of the field. The big play there by Eric Zier.
Cannon Parkman to attempt the extra point and try to bring this one back to a 7-point ball game with 4:01 left in the third quarter. He gets it, and we'll take a break. Georgia bolts back into this one with a 79-yard strike. We'll be right back.
You've been to Central Park in Rome, haven't you? Next time you're hungry for value, drive through, because our quarter-pound burger is now only 69 cents. 69 cents for a full quarter-pound 100% beef hamburger with your choice of lettuce, onion, pickle, mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup. Can you beat that? Maybe you can. Take our quarter-pound hamburger, add crispy fries and a drink, and pay only $1.99. It's our new value menu for a small price. Your choice, $69 or $1.99. Only from Central Park. Good food, real fast.
How much entertainment can you receive for $17.95? Admission for your family of 4 to a local movie theater plus soft drinks and popcorn? Not at today's prices, but thanks to Scripps Howard and the Platinum Package, now you can enjoy HBO, HBO2, Showtime, Flicks, the Disney Channel, and Encore for only $17.95 per month, a savings of over $13 off the individual prices. You'll also receive discounts on all pay-per-view movies and events. The Platinum Package featuring HBO, HBO2, Showtime, Flicks, the Disney Channel, and Encore. So what are you waiting for? Call 291-7288 and upgrade your service to the Platinum Package.
The first test of the untested, where the pretenders are separated from the contenders. The rare find air and the rest fall to earth. The games begin with the preseason NIT, then the Maui Invitational and the Great Alaska Shootout. From the starter tip-off classic to the DirecTV Grade 8, ESPN has the stuff you want. The NIT Wednesday at 7:30. Syracuse hosts George Washington, and at midnight, New Mexico State meets USC.
Well, 23-16 with 4:01 left to play in the third quarter. McGee is the guy that they picked on just a moment ago, and they take it 79 with Juan Daniels into the end zone. Zayard hit a stretch of 8 incompletions in a row, and then he hit 2 in a row. Those complete and good for the touchdowns. Bailey will not return this one.
Ron, here's what Eric Zayard was looking at. Here's both safeties are sitting up inside. Now the safety here is going to jump to tight end. But you're going to see Juan Daniels in the corner. He's going to come out here in a second. There's no safety in center field. Del McGee is working against him on the post. But Juan Daniels was able to get behind Del McGee with no help in the free safety area for the touchdown.
So Auburn with a couple of turnovers, and this one they got stung for. So Daniels 5 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown.
They need big plays. They got it. Now they need another one.
Stephen Davis takes it across the 21 to maybe the 22-yard line.
Eric Zayard just moved into third place behind Ty Detmer and Todd Santos. 2 WAC performers.
Pitch comes, they fake the reverse. Davis going to be stopped for short yardage, maybe a couple. Mike, is it my imagination or have some lights going out in this stadium? I'm serious. It looks like much bigger shadows down here than what we had in the first half.
What kind of temperature you got?
No. In fact, I see him. There it is right there. Now dead.
You're right.
You know boxing, I know lights. They'll only have to pay half that bill, Mike.
Well, maybe they only paid half. That's a problem.
Oh, half up front, half later. Third down, Auburn. And the line to make is out to the 30. Nix deep over the middle, almost intercepted by Corey Johnson.
Talking just a little while ago about being in rhythm. Now they're out of rhythm. Trying to get the ball to Frank Sanders, but Corey Johnson with a good break on the football. What you want out of a defensive back is a break when the quarterback throws the football, and Corey Johnson made that break.
signals for the Bearcats, and makes it at the 47. Well, don't forget, tomorrow evening at the Pontiac Silverdome at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, David Craig rallied the Lions to a strong comeback in last Sunday's game against Green Bay after their starting quarterback Scott Mitchell suffered a broken hand. So Craig will be starting for Mitchell. Barry Sanders leading the National Football League in rushing. And it's the Buccaneers and the Lions, 8 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow evening. Terrell Davis to the right side, has 5, still fighting, has close to 10 yards on the play, down to the Auburn 43-yard line.
You've got to credit Wayne McDuffie and Greg Davis. They're now staying with the game plan of running the football. Ray Goff being real patient with the football. They were down 14 just a minute ago. They're back in the ball game. Larry Bowie with a good block, number 15.
Mike Pelton, I think, made contact at the line.
Ron, what happens on a play? The center is automatically told. When someone jumps offside, snap the football.
Ball was snapped, offside, on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Scott Bromhost, the center. Now he's going to see Mike Pelton jump. Snaps the ball automatically. You catch him in the neutral zone, you snap the ball. See, no one else moves. Quarterback goes to one knee and you pick up the 5 yards.
Clock now moving with 1 minute 50 seconds left in the third quarter. This is only Georgia's 12th play in this quarter, but one of them was a 79-yard touchdown. So as a result, they are very much right back in this football game. Terrell Davis tries the right side, and Terrell's going to take it to the 34, close to the first down, but I don't think he's going to have it. It's Jason Miska there defensively.
Ray Goff has had his team prepared tonight.
Very much so. Very well prepared.
Used the open date wisely. They gave him a couple days off. Got their legs back. Rested football team with a pretty good game plan.
Terrell Davis again, and he will take it to the 31, and that's enough for the Georgia first down.
Wayne McDuffie on the left and Greg Davis, the quarterback coach, on the right. Both of those coaches are wired to the sideline making the play calls for Georgia.
Now, if they could, they'd like to do what Auburn has done in this game, and that's play a little smash mouth and keep the Auburn offense off the field. Play action by Zaire. Boy, that one just got away from him. Might have, at the last minute, decided that's where he wanted to throw it.
I think he just threw this ball away because that play was really well covered. Auburn didn't buy the play fake at all. Going to see good coverage here in the corner on the outside. Good coverage right on top of the wide receiver. Ball thrown away. Good move by Eric Zaire.
Terrell Davis spins off a tackler inside the 25, and he is down around the 23-yard line. Zaire this quarter, 2 of 9.
But a big one. One of those two.
One of those out of the park.
7 points. It was a home run. Like Mickey Mantle coming to bat. May strike out a few times, but he'll hit the home run for you.
So that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Auburn 23 and Georgia 16.
In football, there are 3 levels of play: Mad, Madder, and Madden. Madden NFL 95, the game.
The new Chrysler Cirrus has an advanced 24-valve V6. Its cab-forward design conveniently provides room for 5 and a vast array of new technology. It has dual airbags and advanced rail-through construction for superior handling and quietness. Chrysler Cirrus. While its name is derived from the heavens, one of the best reasons to own one is very down to earth. Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above, it's the new plateau.
Jerome, Andre, Shannon, Marshall. What is this? Star Search, big name players, funky dances. Madden NFL 95, EA Sports.
Notice the style. Notice the quality. Notice the detail. Notice the price. The Adventure Bound Coat Sale at Wilson's, the leather experts.
Before you thought to dream, Canon had a vision. Before you have a problem, Canon has the solution. We have a way of looking ahead to give your office unlimited possibilities right now. When the rest say you can't, Canon says you can. Canon. Now you can.
A quick recap of today's game. Boom, smack, splat, dance, bang, ouch, bumble, crunch. Madden NFL 95, the game.
Former football great Joe Theismann for Motrin IB.
Believe me, after 15 seasons as a pro quarterback, I didn't opt for the early retirement plan. But hey, I still love to compete, and I still get sore. That's when I take Motrin IB.
Clinical tests prove that 2 Motrin IB work better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol. And Motrin IB is the same Motrin doctors prescribe, but in non-prescription strength.
I'm not about to take this retirement business lying down.
Motrin IB. It's fast, it's powerful.
For me, it's the one that works.
Good shot from atop that goalpost, looking back into the capacity crowd of 85,000 here in Auburn, Alabama. Situation, 3rd down, Georgia. They need a couple. They are down by 7 as we open this 4th quarter. Terrell Davis gets outside on the left, has the first down and more. Inside the 15, and he's down to the 10-yard line.
Larry Bowie, again tonight with the week off, they were able to go to the 2-back offense. Number 15, Larry Bowie, who's playing a fullback spot, just 6'2", 218. You'll see him, number 15, with a good block on the defensive end to lead Terrell Davis.
Also, Bryce Leonard, number 88, out there, posted his man just long enough. First down, Georgia. They can pick up the first down without scoring. Terrell Davis right up the middle. Bolts his way down to the 8, inside the 8, close to the 7. Walker at the bottom of the pile.
Be an excellent time for a good play-action pass with Eric Zier here. Got the running game going now a little bit. Nice play-action pass here. Try to find a tight end or a wide receiver on the quick post.
Interesting 3rd quarter, Mike. 15 plays, Georgia, 21 Auburn. 127 yards for the Bulldogs, 142 Auburn.
Maybe a good draw call also. Slid back.
See those linebackers creeping up. Here they come. Draw play. Terrell Davis to the right. He's going inside the 5 and to the 4. Brian Robinson trips him up. And it will be 3rd down.
They've had success with the split back draw in this ball game. You're going to look at him come right at linebacker Jason Miska. Good blocking. He's able to take Terrell Davis and able to take it outside. Ron, you're looking at 2 plays here to pick up about 2.5 yards for the first down. And they get in that end zone.
Zier over the middle. Touchdown, Georgia. Bryce Hunter. Mike Wyatt is it when you have one? You don't just have one in college football. Games that are topsy-turvy. Extra point attempt. There it is. And we are tied at 23. We've had several today. We're going to talk more about it when we come back. 13:06 left in our ball game.
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, I need some shorts to play basketball.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Full court or half court?
Half, I guess.
Pick up our plan. Shirts or skins?
Excuse me?
Day or night, home or away, team or one-on-one?
Is activewear becoming too specialized for you? Try Discus Athletic. Heavyweight sweats and tees. The activewear that's right for however you play. Discus Athletic. The way America plays.
Horse or pig?
Sports writers. Ever wonder how they pick football's national champion? It's a highly scientific process. It's time to settle it on the field. Introducing college football's national championship by Sega Sports. 32 top college teams going head-to-head. No sports riders, just great football action. College football's national championship, only on Sega Genesis.
Sega! Tom, let's talk about taxes.
As good as you are at maneuvering through difficult terrain indoors, the Isuzu Rodeo suspension system is at maneuvering outdoors.
Become one with the mud.
Experts have recently begun recommending mud baths for the relief of stress.
Become one with the mud.
Heck, we've known that for years. The 175 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo.
ESPN's presentation of Saturday Night CFA is brought to you by Isuzu, makers of incredible four-wheel drives, and by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. Good look at that sideline of Meadows, Roberts, Brownholtz, Beagle, Stark, the offensive linemen with the offensive coaches. And on the other side of the field, the Auburn defense getting a little bit of a breather. And the truth of the matter is, Mike Zier, 3 of 10 in the second half, but 2 of those have been for touchdowns. Parkland's kick into the wind, going to hold it up enough. We'll have a return. This is Baylor. And he will be stopped at the 20. And Mike Tirico, let's check with you.
Well, Ron, making this situation even more dramatic, what happened earlier today in Starkville. Down 25-22. Jay Barker and Sherman Williams rally the Crimson Tide. They get down to 3rd and goal, and after that great catch, freshman Dennis Riddle breaks it in. So Alabama stays unbeaten. You know, Alabama and Auburn have only met once as unbeatens back in 1971.
Well, right now, there's a young coach who is the #2 son of Bobby Bowden's who's hoping that they have that opportunity to meet as undefeated team. As this Georgia club, Mike, has stormed back extremely well. But this has been their counterplay. Ball is fumbled and picked off in midair by Anderson. Good heavens. I wonder if that truck has a tag for more than one state.
It's a big truck, I'll say that. When you win 20 games in a row, you've got to get some good bounces, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Stephen Davis is cutting up the field, gets hit. Ball comes loose right in the hands of the 6'6", 306-pound Willie Anderson.
Hey, folks, he's moving extremely well down the field. I mean, that is a huge guy, and he just right in stride.
To win 20 in a row, you've got to get some good bounces.
32 yards in the play, and we'll split it between Davis and Anderson. Beasley, he had come in the ball game replacing Davis on that play, and he'll take it down to the 43. Well, this is what Auburn does best. Take the football, and from tackle to tackle, just come at you. Davis comes back into the line. Shannon Robeek out over the football, which is resting around the 42.5-yard line of Georgia. Davis hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Whit Marshall.
Good defensive plan again. I talked about Marion Campbell on the sideline with a weak An extra time to prepare for this Auburn offense. They put up a good defensive plan. They've slowed down the Auburn attack.
Amazing thing is they're doing it without that guy. Randall Godfrey, the all-conference linebacker, not able to play. Whit Marshall, along with Marcus Williams, have done an outstanding job in the second half. Nick's quarterback draw. He's going to have the first down as he'll take it down to the 36-yard line.
What they're doing is spreading out the Georgia defense in the shotgun. And this is a run all the way. You see the shotgun, you see them spread them out. Jason Taylor, number 66, is going to pull around and lead Patrick Nix on the quarterback draw.
Counterplay with Davis. Taking it straight up the middle, and he's going to have about almost 5 yards in the play. Corey Johnson is there to meet him.
One of the telling tales of when you're a great football team is when the other team scores, you come right back and answer the challenge, and that's what Auburn's trying to do right now. Try to head off the momentum that Georgia's trying to build up. Bailey and Sanders been a little quiet on the outside.
Here comes the blitz. Pulls up, throws the pass complete, and Sanders couldn't hold on to it. Too low.
Caught the safeties inside again to see Frank Sanders, 81. Good call by the officials.
So it's third down. The situation, Auburn 23, Georgia 23. We still have just over 10 minutes to play, but it is a 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers. Pressure coming up the middle. Ball is batted in the air, and it's Philip Daniels who got a handoff.
Philip Daniels with that 6'6" frame. Patrick Nix trying to urge Terry Bowden to go for this 4th down play. You always want your linemen and your linebackers, when you're rushing the pass, get those hands up.
Well, nobody's moved as far as special teams, and Mike, they're going for it. From the 32.5-yard line. To keep it going, they need the 26.
Tom George on defense. Going to find out where Frank Sanders is lined up. Make sure he's covered.
Zings it incomplete at the 25-yard line, and it was Thomas Bailey they went after, and Muschamp is the man who broke it up. So let's take a timeout. 10:09 to play in our ball game. We're tied at 23.
East of the Texas Hill Country in Austin, there's a place that just won't let you go home hungry. It's called Threadgill's. And here you might find yourself behind a great big chicken fried steak, a mountain of red beans and rice, or even a microphone. So if you go, bring your appetite for a good time and your Visa card. Because Threadgill's might let you take the stage, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
It's been our observation that people don't necessarily like the idea of getting older.
It's a gut be gone. Roy just loves his.
In which case, we have a suggestion.
Ta-da! Now make a wish, wish.
A 175 horsepower fountain of youth. The 94 Isuzu Rodeo. Practically amazing.
Bob and Judith Akers looked forward to the day they could retire to a little business by the sea.
No easy project to take on alone. Fortunately, a Dean Witter broker was there to help them chart the proper course.
Each individual's dream is unique. So too must be our solutions.
Now the Akers not only have a place they can call home, others can too.
Be back at 10.
We'll leave the light on.
At Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
As if this one isn't good enough, coming up, J.J. Stokes gets his 3rd start of the year against Arizona State right after the SEC action. Ron?
Okay, Mike. So that will be the 3rd game of our triple header. But right now, on the Plains, southeast Alabama, it is the Auburn Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs tied at 23. Just over 10 minutes to play in our ball game. Terrell Davis tries to spin off the tackle. He's going to wind up with a couple.
This was the defensive play on 4th down. Will Muschamp, number 30, able to keep the ball away from Thomas Bailey, number 18.
Look at Ray on the sideline. Ray Goff jumping for joy.
There was a movie about that, right?
I think so.
He's not going to be in the slam dunk contest.
Thomas Bailey looking on for the sideline. His ball club involved in quite a fist fight here tonight. One that many people thought they could win easily, but it hasn't been that way. Zaire going up on top, and it's going to go out of bounds. In case you joined us late, as that one was intended for Bryce Hunter, Auburn had to come from behind. They were down 6-0. We were tied at 9, and then Auburn went up by 2 touchdowns. But Georgia has stayed with it and has come back and now tied it at 23.
Ron, the reason Georgia's in this football game is that they've been able to run the football. And that's the key for Ray Goff. When his team can run the football, they've got a chance to win.
You talked about that off the top of the telecast, so we'll look at those numbers here in a little while. 3rd down, the line to make is the Georgia 43. Zaire lops it over the middle, and it is caught at the 31 by Corey Allen.
Can't throw it much better than that.
Mike, what's interesting is Allen, I don't think, picked this thing up until the very last minute. Let's see.
This ball was floated right outside on the post. Corey Allen against Chris Shelley. Again, down the middle. They're having some success on the post. Eric Zaire's a winner. He knows how to win.
37 yards in the pass play. 1st down at the Auburn 31. Terrell Davis hit by Miska in the backfield. He's going to lose one. Well, there it is right there. Now, as best I remember, you said in the open that if it got between 130 and 150 yards, that they had a heck of a shot at winning this football game.
Felt like they would. If they could get in that range, 130 to 150, they would be around with a shot to win the football game.
Clock runs. About to go under 8:20 in our ball game. Terrell Davis straight up the middle, and he fights his way for 4 yards as Mostella puts the stop on him, and now it will be 3rd.
And the reason for that, Ron, is when you've got a great quarterback, and I think Eric Zaire is a great quarterback, if you can help him and take the pressure off of Eric Zaire with the running game, it's just that much tougher to defend him for Auburn. Games that they played well, and games they've won, they've run the football well.
Hines Ward in the backfield, number 19. Better hurry. Clock is down to 3 and down to 2. And now here's a screen back out in the flat. And what a defensive play as Daniels catches it. Charles Rose is right there. Put a big asterisk by that one because I think it pushed him out of field goal range.
I think, Ron, when you look at, you're exactly right with their asterisk by this play because it really may have taken them out of field goal range because they had the ball on the 31-yard line. They're going to run the quick screen to the backside, but this was played very well by Auburn. Charles Rose, number 31, makes the catch and really takes them out of field goal opportunity.
Well, Dax Langley is coming on the field, so it would appear, unless they have a fake call, that they are going to try to pooch kick this ball and put Auburn deep in their own territory with 6:45 to play. Delay of game against Georgia. Now let's see if Auburn will take it.
Turn it down.
You bet. That's
they're going to take it. But what the idea for Georgia is to get a little bit more room to try to put that ball inside the 20.
Game, offense, 25-second count. Still 4th down.
Well, what a big play by Charles Rose, number 31 for Auburn on that screen.
No question. Now the big play. What about Dax Langley? He has put 11 footballs inside the 20 this year.
He needs to put a 12th there.
A dozen would be a huge one right here. You're right, Mike. And very high. It's a good pooch kick. Fair catch is called for at the 19.
Good smart play by Auburn. Thomas Bailey.
And now here's a flag, and I don't think they gave him enough room again. So the net on this situation for Georgia is only going to be about 5 yards.
When you think back, they had the ball in the 31.
Interference with the opportunity. Interference with the 2-yard belt on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty.
Ron, after this penalty, the ball starts on the 25. So they picked up 6 yards.
6 yards. That's it. And as you can see, Ray Goff is saying phooey on the sideline. So we head to break. Tied at 23. 6 minutes and 38 seconds left in our ball game. And here's that key play by Rose just a moment ago.
Your computer problem's a thing of the past. Our sales representatives will help you create the custom system or local area network you need, as well as create a system for your personal needs at home. Our service technicians not only build portables, notebooks, and desktop units, they service them. Rome Computer Service is an authorized service center for Canada and Star printers, an authorized dealer for Hewlett-Packard printers, and an authorized IBM Value Points reseller. Whatever your computer or network needs are for your business or home, give Rome Computer Service a call today.
If you're tired of trying to feed a family for a fair price, it's time for a change. Try Bojangles Family Value Pack. Now stick with me here. It's 8 pieces of Bojangles world-class Cajun spiced chicken, 2 large fixins, 4 made from scratch buttermilk biscuits, and a half gallon of Bojangles fresh brewed iced tea. And there it is, folks. And the beauty of it is, it's only $9.99. Let those other fellers slow dance around value. With the Family Value Pack at $9.99, Bojangles is jamming.
Bojangles, just gotta have more.
Tell you about Watch. We're convincing people everywhere that Sunday nights are for football on ESPN. And you know what? The program's working. Won't you watch this Sunday when Tampa Bay plays Detroit?
Need more than Division I college football scores? How about all of Division I, 2, and 3? Complete scores plus new stats and inside info. Get them whenever you want on ESPNnet. Call 1-800-ESPN-PRO to subscribe. Get connected with ESPNnet on Prodigy.
As the Arizona State coach, Bruce Snyder's 2-0 against UCLA. He and Terry Donahue meet in a few minutes. We'll get you there right after the great finish at Auburn. Ron.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Ought to be a good one out there. Here's our situation if you're just joining us. Tied at 23. Auburn was up by 2 touchdowns. Georgia has come back to tie it. It is 6:38 left in our ball game. Davis tries to turn the corner. There's the block by Joe Frazier. He's off and running at the 50-yard line. Andy Fuller with a great block, but it was Joe Frazier again who punished the outside defensive player.
Well, what you try to do on the toss play is stretch everything out, and then Stephen Davis will follow the block of Joe Frazier. Now, when the ball's tossed, Stephen Davis is getting on the hip of Joe Frazier. There's the block by Joe Frazier on Muschamp. And Stephen Davis in right to the midfield mark.
From the 50-yard line. That didn't take very long. 6.5 minutes left in the ball game. And again, it's Davis as they run him back into the boundary, and he'll have a couple. Well, here's some of the close calls today. Penn State got the win, having to come from behind over Illinois. Miami and Pittsburgh. Pitt was right on the verge. 2-7 football team. That would have been the biggest win they've had in a while. Alabama had to come from behind. They won it over Mississippi State. And this one here tonight, Georgia has come from 14 down to tie it. And a blocked extra point right now, Mike, is very, very big by Phillip Daniels of Georgia. Pass is complete at the 32-yard line, and Frank Sanders is the sure-handed receiver.
He just snatched that out of the air. It was a high throw by Patrick Nix, but he was able to bring it down in front of Carlos Yancey. Look at the concentration on this receiver. Look at that football. Frank Sanders keeping his eyes on the football all the way.
Third down, and I'm going to say about 1.5 yards. The line to make is the 40 of Georgia. The pitch to Davis. They string it out. Nice play by Muschamp. He didn't make the tackle, but he is the guy that caused it to go awry. As Whit Marshall got there, but it's Muschamp who came charging in and knocked the blocker out of the way.
What you have to do on the toss sweep is get somebody up to take away the play. You're going to see the toss sweep to the left, and you're going to see Will Muschamp come up and make the play, take on the block of Joe Frazier, and there's no place for Stephen Davis to go.
Daniel to punt it away. McCraney is back in a single safety. Signals for the fair catch, but he runs away from it, and it bounds. Did he keep it? No, it goes into the end zone.
No, I think they've got it, Ron. Nope, now they're calling. Now they're making a play call.
Touchback, so it'll come from the 20-yard line. .417 left in our football game. So Georgia gets an opportunity. Would it be the final opportunity for these two clubs tonight?
Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts left.
Zier with the play action out in the flat, incomplete, and Maurice Harrell has had the football hit him all over the body tonight and has had trouble holding on to it. Zier 5 of 14, 142 yards this half, but 2 touchdowns. One of those a 79-yard strike to Juan Daniels.
One thing, when you throw the football on first down, it's incomplete. The clock stops. So Auburn, as I said before, both teams with 3 timeouts left. So a lot of time in this football game.
Terrell Davis has 5, 6, and 7, and he will be out to the 27-yard line. And we've had a number of key plays in this football game, but the next one coming up is huge.
Here's the block. Watch it tight end. He's going to get on Jason Miska, the middle linebacker, and that's the block that's really going to spring Terrell Davis. There's the block on Miska.
Terrell Davis, 25 carries, 112 yards. Zier on third down. Goes long, and he throws it behind Bryce Hunter.
Tried to pick up the post pattern to Bryce Hunter. Just good coverage. 3rd and 2 call. Tried to hit the post.
So there's a timeout. Let's take it with them. 3:22 left in our ball game. Tied at 23.
It's been our observation that people don't necessarily like the idea of getting older.
It's a gut be gone. Roy just loves his.
In which case, we have a suggestion.
Ta-da! Now make a wish, 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 wish.
175 horsepower fountain of youth. The 94 Isuzu Rodeo. Practically amazing.
Todd and Celia Unger aren't overly concerned with how to chart a course for their retirement. That's because they work with a broker from Dean Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
A bowling ball, a pineapple, a birthday cake, a Nokia cellular phone. One of these objects would make it easier for me to juggle my schedule.
He's a juggler. You're not. Pick up a Nokia cellular phone to help you juggle your schedule. Nokia, largest European cellular phone manufacturer, now in America.
Eric Ziard, his Georgia Bulldogs had an opportunity to run it down and try for a field goal or a touchdown to take this one, and now they're going to have to punt it away. Could not pick up the first down. Fair catch signal for it and made on the run. Thomas Bailey. And let's go back to Mike Tirico.
Okay, Ron, picture on the right is a live one from Sun Devil Stadium. Tempe, Arizona, UCLA getting set to kick it off to Arizona State. Arizona State's won the last 2 meetings between these teams. Pac-10 battle that's just about set to get kicked off. And, of course, that game's going to be coming up for you. Pac-10 action on ESPN tonight, right after we're done in the SEC. Joel Myers and Rick Walker are standing by to bring you that one as we get the game underway in the opening kickoff. Arizona State with good field position to start. We'll get you there as soon as we're done at Auburn. Back to you, Ron.
Okay, thanks, Mike. UCLA, Arizona State underway. Back here, pass over the middle, and Sanders, and Georgia is very fortunate. He cut too quickly because when his feet went out from under him, he was about to turn it up for a huge gain.
It's a little quick throw to Frank Sanders. He wouldn't have slipped. He was off and running.
Right there on that center area that is painted. I wonder if that's a little slick. Sanders, 6 catches, 75 yards. Davis, not much there, and a nice job defensively by the Georgia Bulldogs. Matt Storm is the man who caught him. Two minutes, 24 seconds, and the clock is running. Georgia down by 14. They came back and tied it at 23, and that's how we stand. And now Auburn with a 3rd down and 5.
Matt Hawkins is 3 of 5 from the 40-49 range for Auburn in the field goal kicking department.
Pass overthrown, intended for Thomas Bailey. Now the situation is you stop the clock and Georgia will get the football back. And right now we show 1:56 in the ballgame.
20-0, and people don't like the way you're making this decision. 4th down. Auburn appears to be punting the football.
McCraney is the lone safety for the Georgia Bulldogs. Signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 14-yard line. Well, the last time that this ball club lost, this man was not here. November the 26th, 1992, 17-0 to Alabama.
Still a lot of football, Ron. 3 timeouts for Auburn and 2 for Georgia with the 1:48 on the clock.
Zion under pressure. Pelton was all over and throws the ball and just throws it away. And now here comes a late flag in at the 9-yard line. illegal grounding. Intentional grounding, I should say. It is illegal, but intentional grounding is what's been signaled.
Mike Pelton again with the pressure. Big defensive tackle, number 50, 276 pounds. Lost it down, too.
Loss of down. And normally when a quarterback throws it out of bounds like that, you don't get that call.
Not only a loss of down, Ron stops the clock again, and now they're backed up inside the 5-yard line. And this Auburn defense has been opportunistic all season long. You give them a chance down here.
Zaire throws it incomplete. It will be 3rd down with 1:36 left.
Ron, there's not any clock time running at all. So Anthony Harris with the pressure, the outside linebacker, number 53 on Eric Zaire, had to be very careful not to give up the safety.
3rd down. The situation, the line to make is all the way out to the 25-yard line for Georgia. Zings it over the middle, incomplete. Corey Allen is the man that he wanted.
Didn't this series start? I think it was like 1:50 or 1:48, and now there's
1:46, I think.
1:46 down to 1:31. So Auburn's in great shape here to get great field position. First of all, you make a decision whether you're going to go after this punt to try to block it, but great field position should come out of this play.
Bailey, no fair catch. He'll try to return it. 40 yards on the kick.
Now you try to set up the field goal.
Matt Hawkins, as we mentioned, 3 of 5 from 40 plus.
And Ron, with 1:21 and still use your 3 timeouts, you can afford to run the football.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. Davis tries to break it out on the right side, and he'll take it to the 34-yard line.
A lot of time for this Auburn football team. When you're sitting there with 3 timeouts.
We're tied at 23. Auburn desperately trying to keep that win streak alive and to take it to 21 in a row. That's Joe Frazier, who takes it straight ahead to around the 30. And now Auburn calls timeout.
Right now you're looking at a 47-yard field goal attempt, but they still have 2 timeouts, Ron. So still got time to run the ball. If they pick up the first down here, they'll stop the clock anyway. So Auburn in pretty good shape.
Matt Hawkins, some of his teammates coming over and issuing a possible good luck. If that is what it comes down to, we have 43 seconds left in the ball game. And I know for sure what Ray Goff is talking about. He is still saying to the official, how can you call grounding on that play that they called it on a minute ago?
I'm sure.
I don't question, I don't argue with the official. I just say it is rare to see that call made when a kid is just out of harm's way and throws it into the sideline like that. Tonight's Visa players of the game from Georgia: Terrell Davis, 25 carries, 112 yards, and for the Auburn Tigers, Stephen Davis, he had 186 yards. And as part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities and $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team on behalf of these athletes. Third down and short. And it's Joe Frazier straight ahead. And from where the linesman has come in and marked it, he is going to have the first down, Mike Godfrey.
And the clock stops to move the chains for the measurement. Auburn taking another timeout.
So they have one left with 32 seconds left in the ball game. A reminder, UCLA and Arizona State. You saw just a moment ago they have kicked off and are underway out west. And as soon as this one is done, we'll be taking you out there for that game. Matt Hawkins, the kicker for the Auburn Tigers, 3 of 5, 40+ yards. Ray Goff. We had the Georgia-Alabama game earlier this year. Extremely close ball game that came down to the end. That Alabama got a field goal to win in the waning moments. Is Georgia going to suffer the same fate tonight in a ball game that they were heavy underdogs in? And right now they're tied at 23. But the opposing team is in a situation where they can do more than just knock on the door. Pass well overthrown. Frank Sanders is the man that he wanted out there in the flat.
It's a good call because you've got the out route on, and if it's not there, you throw it away and stop the clock. Sure, Terry Bowden's thinking he'd like to get about 8 to 10 yards closer for this field goal attempt.
All right, you got 28 seconds. It's second down. Do you put one toward the end zone, Mike? Do you take that chance?
No, I'd come back with one play just like they did. Try to get Thomas Bailey in here in the short side. Throw the ball. You're going to have one running play. If you're going to run the play, you got one play and then a timeout. If you throw it, you got 2 plays.
Short drop, and he's going to put it up. And just overthrown. Sanders is the man that he wanted inside the 10.
But what happened on that play, Ron, good call by Marion Campbell, because he knows the same thing's going to happen, so he rolled both corners up and made Frank Sanders run a fade pattern, so it's a little more difficult call. Now I think here you run the ball off the left side, try to set up the field goal, either the toss sweep or a sprint draw to the left side, put it in the hands of Stephen Davis. Set the field goal up.
Davis, left side, and is going to go down at the 27-yard line. So look for Hawkins to come from the sideline, and as we mentioned, his longest is 45, and that is just about exactly the distance that this one's going to be, Mike.
Georgia needs to use their timeouts a little bit now. There's no sense taking them back to Athens with them. Well, it comes down to this. Matt Hawkins in a field goal attempt.
Matt Hawkins, Mike, and you have to wonder if he has on his mind. There's a big number, 89, who on an extra point. There he is right there in the middle of the picture. He's 6'6". Philip Daniels had the extra point block. Otherwise, this would not be a tie football game. Auburn would be running off the clock. They'd be up by 1.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt when you're trying to block an extra point in a field goal in college football, you try to come up inside with big, tall people. And Philip Daniels, who got one already tonight, 6'6", frame, will try to have his hands up as high as he can get them. Just like trying to ice the free throw shooter, Georgia uses their last timeout.
So for those that might have just walked in from a dinner and at a movie or just an evening out, here's the situation if you've just turned it on. The Auburn Tigers have won 20 football games in a row. Georgia was down by 14 points. They have come back and tied it. And Terry Bowden showing a lot of resiliency on the sideline. And he's laughing and talking and saying, well, hey, it's down to this. This is what we work on. We work on 2-minute drills. We work on 60-second drills, and we also work on last-second field goals, and that's what they've got right here.
Well, he might be smiling outwardly, but he's dying inside. His stomach's churning right now. Same on the other side for Ray Goff.
Hawkins with a field goal attempt of 45 yards to try to keep this win streak alive for the Auburn Tigers. It's set. The ball is long enough, and it is no good. Off to the right and no good. Well, it's not a loss, but it's going to be a tie as you look at it one more time. And he knew immediately. Look at Zaire running down the sideline. He'd like to have a victory, but a tie, he knows, against this 20-win-in-a-row football team, Auburn, is a very big situation for the Georgia Bulldogs. Going to go up on top for one play of the Hail Mary. Knocked away 1 second, and Georgia will have one more opportunity.
Intended running range of 10. Second and 10 at the 27.
Well, Ron, you got to give Ray Goff and his coaching staff credit. They came in here with an outstanding game plan. Some ties are like wins.
Yeah, you're right.
And this one for Georgia, believe it or not, is like a win.
Well, you can see the reaction on the Auburn bench as Miska sitting down and putting his headgear on. One more time on top, and the ball is intercepted by Brian Robinson. Now here comes the first lateral. The second lateral. This is Shelling. They try to set up the wall. There's another lateral. Now here comes a flag from back downfield. The ball is on the ground and has been recovered. And let's see. Can't end this game on a penalty. And let's see who this flag is against. If it's against Auburn, we are history. If it is against Georgia,
Flip on the run back. On the blue team, penalty decline, game over.
Game is over. So once again, our final score from Jordan-Hare Stadium. It's Georgia 23 and Auburn 23. For Ron Franklin saying so long from Jordan-Hare Stadium. For Mike Patrick, Mike Gottfried, and Mike Adamley. That's Joel Myers and Rick Walker at Arizona State.
All right, Ron, thank you. A very impressive start as Jarmon Shaw takes it for UCLA on first down outside the 33. He gets about 3.5, 4 yards alongside Rick Walker. A beautiful night in Tempe, Arizona. The Bruins starting the contest defensively, shut down Arizona State right away. Got the ball their first time at their own